Yep. We're going to be singing. Good morning. Welcome to River Road Unitarian Universalist Congregation. I'm Beth Irakura, your Director of Lifespan Religious Education. If this is your first time here in person, welcome. We hope you will stop by the welcome table out front so we can get to know you and connect. There's also a coffee hour immediately following the service. It was another great opportunity to meet people. For those of you watching live on YouTube, please feel free to join the chat with our online host. If you're watching this at a later date and have questions, please visit our website to find out how to connect with us. I encourage everyone to get your tea and coffee after the service and head down to the fellowship hall to see the amazing Members and Friends art show. There's a lot of talent in our congregation. It will be on display until September 7th. We at River Road are transitioning in a lot of ways this year, but one of them is to a new database called Realm. All the data has now been transferred to that new database, and the staff is learning how to use it, and pretty soon you'll get to learn how to access all the information you could ever want. So stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned. Details for these and other upcoming programs are on our website, rruuc.org.
We light our chalice this morning, the chosen symbol of our faith, with these words by Sean Neil Barron. Your body is welcome here. All of it. Yes, that part, and even that part, and even that part. The parts you love and the parts you don't. For in this place, we come with all we are, all that we have been, and all that we are going to be. Our bodies are constantly changing. Cells die and cells are reborn. We respond to infections and disease. Sometimes we can divorce them from our bodies, and other times they become a permanent part of us. Your body and all that is within it, both wanted and not wanted, has a place here. Our bodies can join in a web of co-creation, creating and created, constantly changing us, scarred and tattooed, tense and relaxed, diseased and cured, unfamiliar and intimate. Formed in the infinite diversity of creation, your body is welcome here, all of it. So take a moment and welcome it. Take a moment to feel in it. Take a moment to be in it.
Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life's journey, you are welcome here. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life's journey, you are welcome here.
I offer this body blessing by Lisa Bovey-Kemper, and there's a little bit of participation. Touch your hands to your forehead, this way or this way. May you be blessed with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. May your intellect take you far on our journey. You have been blessed with reason and free will. It is your call every day to use these gifts. And now put your hands on your throat. May you be blessed with voice. May you learn the complex nature of truth-telling. The ability to speak truth in love is something that requires honesty, empathy, and care. You are challenged every day to seek the joy that comes from sharing with others your true compassion, as well as listening to others. Now your heart. May your heart be full and blessed with love. May you know the agony of heartbreak as it is intertwined with the elation of love. Your heart is strong and resilient, one that will be with you until the end of your time on this earth. May you heed the wisdom of your heart and always trust the truth it tells. And now to your abdomen. You are blessed with the gift of sexuality. May you always remember that you are a beloved child of God. Your body is sacred and belongs to you alone. May you live in the full expression of your identity as a human being, embracing your true sexual and gender identity. The gift of sexuality brings with it many rewards as well as great responsibility. May you always retain power over your own being, striving towards mutually fulfilling and just relationships. You can hold hands with yourself. When you were a baby, your tiny hands were the first contact with the world. Before you could see more than a few feet in front of your face, you grasped the finger of a loved one. You catch yourself with your hands when you fall, and you express love and comfort to others with them too. May your hands be gentle and strong. May you use them to carry light into the darkness and rest to the weary. May your hands always find a place of greatest need, beginning with your own. And may the creator of all things you hold in the palm of your hands go wherever you go. And now give yourself a big hug. May you be blessed on this journey. May you remember that growth happens on the journey and that you are never alone. May you always remember that you are a whole person, that each of the parts work together. We offer our blessings upon you, body, mind, and spirit. May you be guided by compassion, truth, justice, and love. May you find rest on the journey, always remembering where you came from, being mindful that your ancestors stand behind you, whether we are present on earth or have gone back to the soul of the world. May you be blessed in all things and carry blessings wherever you go. Amen.
Wherever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life's journey, you are welcome here.
The following is an excerpt from the theological statement that opens the May 2018 report of the UU Ministers Association Ableism Task Force. The members of that task force were Reverend Josh Poelick, Reverend Barbara Myers, Reverend Mark Bellatini, Reverend Erica Hewitt, Reverend Evan Keeley, and Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto. The prophecy of the disabled body. Our bodies inherently have value. Our bodies are where we live, and they're the container for all of our experiences, including our religious and/or spiritual experiences. If we tolerate or perpetuate the devaluing of other people's bodies, we're also willing to devalue their spiritual experiences. Ableism is the centering of able bodies and experiences over disabled bodies and experiences, while simultaneously devaluing and erasing those disabled bodies. If, in the words of Eli Clare, ableism is the grease that makes the machine of all other oppressions move forward, then the devaluing of disabled bodies is connected to all of the other bodies that don't have to matter. If we believe that all people have inherent worth and dignity, then we believe that all bodies have worth and dignity. If we believe that all bodies have inherent worth and dignity, we also believe that every person also has agency over their body, that people are more than the work they do, that caring for one another is a moral responsibility, even bodies that do not conform to a capitalist standard of working for pay. All bodies are worthy of our care and concern because they are human people with human bodies. If we believe that one of the sources of our living tradition is direct experience of that transcending mystery and wonder affirmed in all cultures, which moves us to a renewal of the spirit and an openness to the forces which create and uphold life, then we must notice that to which we are moved. If disabled bodies are part of life, then they are good. Part of the urging of transcendence, then, is to resist all forms of devaluing disabled bodies, including unexamined rhetoric that devalues disabled bodies and places high value on normatively able bodies by using disabled bodies as a point of reference for negative metaphor. We already know that words shape our reality. We know that it's a metaphor, and there's more. It's also not a metaphor. We frame much of our engagement around things that do not include everyone. We don't just put our stories onto other people's bodies, we also put our metaphors onto them, one-directional, in which the able-bodied metaphor is superior. It's not true. Every body is the location of holiness, not just able bodies. When we sing songs that say that the able-bodied way is the only way, we're missing an entire possibility. More is possible. Instead of focusing on the loss of a metaphor, we can consider what else is possible. As Unitarian Universalists, we assert that revelation is not sealed. There is a specific ongoing revelation that is the disabled body as a text and post-textually as an experience. The disabled body, then, is a prophetic body. It calls beloved community to account for a past in which the good news has only been for those with the right abilities and acceptable bodies. And still, the disabled body cannot be hidden nor silenced, though it may not audibly speak. The disabled body bridges time to a future in which belonging and contribution are a natural function of inclusion as a core value and spiritual practice of beloved community. The prophecy of the disabled body is this indictment and this promise. To what does it call us?
Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life's journey, you are welcome here. Whoever you are, whomever you
This is the time in our service when we call to mind the joys and the sorrows that we have carried on our hearts since we were last together. This morning, I call to your attention Dave Kivara and family, who are away for a couple of weeks. We are in the process of planning the memorial service for Dave's father, which will be held here on September 21st. I also call to your mindfulness those who are in the paths of potentially 2 Atlantic hurricanes and all the other natural disasters, the fires that continue to rage, the flooding, the tornadoes, all of the climate crisis-induced things that are happening. And I call to your mindfulness those that continue to suffer under the threat of authoritarianism and oppression in our society right now, at a time when armed troops are just a few miles away, when those who are unhoused and those who are undocumented are feeling the brunt of their ire. And with all that is hurtful and harmful in this world, I ask you to call to mind the joys, those moments of brightness that have kept you going over the last week, that keep us all going, the small signs of hope, of courage, of resistance. In this moment, I invite you to speak aloud the joy or sorrow that is on your heart right now. May my wisest self guide me through this day. May she remind me to look through eyes of wonder and see the abundant beauty of here and now. To live from my toes up, grounded on this precious earth and in this miraculous body. To open my heart, flinging wide its shutters so no defenses cut me off. To employ my hands to create beauty, to soothe suffering, and to unlock potentials. Eyes, feet, heart, and hands. From here I can wake to my life and the gift that it is. From here, I can move through my day with simple ease. From here, I can spread compassion and love. From here, I can mend the world. May I be in harmony today with the current that flows through all, and may I be a faithful expression of this sacred source. Here I am. Amen. With those words of Elaine Kazia, I invite you now into a moment of silent meditation, reflection, or prayer, after which we will sing hymn 1053, How Could Anyone?
In support of our congregation and the community beyond, the morning offering will be gratefully received. We do so mindful of the fact that we draw water from wells we did not dig and pick fruit from trees we did not plant. This is as it should be, so long as we dig and plant for those who come after. If this is your first time here, please feel free to let the plate pass you by. Your presence is a gift to us. To learn more about why we give of our financial treasure, you can check out our website at ruuc.org. There you can find information about our vibrant programs and all the ways to connect to the mission and vision of this community. You can also give right there on the main page by clicking the blue Give Online button. You can also text to give. The text to give number is 73256. So you will text the letters RRUUC to the number 73256. Once you send that off, you'll receive a link to complete your donation. Thank you for sharing your time, your talents, and your treasure.
In case you haven't figured it out, we're talking about bodies today. Being present in our own skin. Celebrating the miraculous vessels that carry us through this world. Being embodied spiritually. Maya Angelou wrote, "If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude." Today, I invite us to change our attitudes about the one thing that we can never truly escape: our bodies. These vessels of flesh and bone, nerve and sinew that house our spirits and carry our dreams. In our Unitarian Universalist tradition, we affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person. But how often do we truly extend that affirmation to ourselves, to the bodies that we inhabit? How often do we look in the mirror with the same love we're called to show our neighbors? We live in a culture that whispers. No, it really shouts. We live in a culture that shouts that our bodies should be different. They should be thinner. They should be younger. They should be stronger. They should be more able, lighter, darker, more conforming to some impossible standard that shifts like sand beneath our feet. The advertising agencies and the industry spend billions and billions of dollars every year convincing us that our bodies are problems to be solved rather than gifts to be celebrated. We have a whole culture of people who have become influencers, whatever that means, showing us why the way they look is better than the way we look. But what if we've been asking the wrong questions all along? What if instead of, how can I fix my body, we started asking ourselves, how can I honor my body? What if instead of, what's wrong with how I look, we wondered, what stories does this skin tell? Activist and author Sonia Renee Taylor reminds us your body is not an apology. It is not something you give to the world to say sorry for existing. Your body is the vehicle of your dreams, your love, and your service to the world. Everybody in this sanctuary today tells a story. Everybody in this sanctuary today tells a story. The hands that have wiped tears, kneaded bread, typed emails, packed food, helped loved ones, carried people spiritually, tended gardens. The legs that carried us through difficult seasons, up mountains, both literal and metaphorical. The backs that have bent under burdens and straightened with pride. The hearts that have been broken and yet continue to beat. Some of our bodies bear the marks of illness or injury. Some move differently than others. Some are larger, some are smaller. Some have been kissed by the sun until they're deep brown. Others are pale as moonlight. Some bodies need assistance to navigate the world. Others appear to move through it with ease. All of these bodies are sacred. All of these bodies belong. You may recall the words of poet Adrienne Rich. There must be those among whom we can sit down and weep and still be counted as warriors. That's one of my favorite lines. To this, I would add, there must be spaces where we can rise up and celebrate our bodies exactly as they are. Stretch marks, scars, rolls, wrinkles, warts, differences, and all, and be counted as sacred. Our society often treats disability as something to be hidden, overcome, or inspirational, but rarely as simply human. Yet disabled bodies have profound wisdom to offer about acceptance, adaptation, and the fierce creativity of the human spirit. They remind us that there is no one right way to have a body, no standard blueprint that we all have to follow. Stella Young, a noted disability rights activist, cautioned against inspiration porn, that objectification of disabled people for the benefit of non-disabled people. She said, "I want to live in a world where we don't have such low expectations of disabled people that we congratulate them for getting out of bed and remembering our names in the morning." She reminds us that disabled bodies deserve not our pity or our inspiration, but our respect, our inclusion, and celebration. Every body, whether it walks, wheels, limps, or dances, deserves to take up space in this world without apology. Now, we can't talk about bodies without acknowledging that our society has never been neutral about which bodies are valued. For centuries, Black and brown bodies have been objectified, fetishized, criminalized, and dehumanized. The very same features, full lips, curves, melanin-rich skin, that were once used to justify oppression are now celebrated when they appear on bodies deemed acceptable by mainstream culture. That's a very, very nice way of saying, you don't want to live next to me, but you want to be brown like me, so you tan, right? It's difficult. It's a challenge in our society. How do we deal with the racialized body? Audre Lorde, poet and activist, declared, "If I didn't define myself for myself, I would be crunched into other people's fantasies for me and eaten alive." She understood that reclaiming the narrative about her Black lesbian body was an act of survival and resistance. So this morning, we are celebrating all shades of skin, from the deepest ebony to the palest ivory and every beautiful tone in between. We celebrate the wide noses and the narrow ones, the thick hair and the thin hair, the bodies that carry the genetic gifts of ancestors from every corner of this earth. And perhaps nowhere is the judgment of bodies more pervasive than around size. We live in a culture that equates thinness with virtue and fatness with moral failing. But bodies come in all sizes for countless reasons: genetics, medication, disability, metabolism, trauma, and yes, sometimes choices about food and movement. But none of these reasons make a person more or less worthy of love, respect, and dignity. I am not beautiful, but I am beautiful. I am not worthy, but I am worthy. These are contradictions I live with, that we all live with. Those are the words of body positivity activist Roxane Gay. I am not beautiful, but I am beautiful. I am not worthy, but I am worthy. These are contradictions I live with, that we all live with. She speaks to the complex relationship that many of us have with our bodies, the simultaneous self-love and self-criticism, that journey toward acceptance. The truth is that health comes in many sizes, and more importantly, a person's worth is not determined by their health status. Everybody deserves to be treated with dignity, regardless of size, shape, or any other characteristic. In this youth-obsessed culture, there's another kind of body that often gets disregarded. In our culture, growing older can feel like a kind of betrayal by our bodies. Things just don't work the way they used to. But what if we saw aging not as a decline, but as an accumulation of wisdom, experience, and stories, and even beauty? The lines around our eyes show that we have laughed. The silver in our hair reflects the light of years lived fully. The slower pace might be an invitation to savor life instead of to rush through everything. Now, you know, Gloria Steinem is probably one of the most well-known activists for growing old and embracing it. Someone told her that she looked good for her age. That was not a good thing to say to Gloria Steinem. She said, well, this is what 40 looks like, because she was 40 at the time. You look good for your age? Well, yeah, I'm 40. I look good for 40. And even at 50 and 60 and 70, at 80, she refused to apologize for aging or to accept that looking her age was somehow a failure. So how do we begin to change our relationship with our bodies? How do we move from criticism to celebration, from shame to sanctuary? Well, first, we practice gratitude. Instead of focusing on what our bodies can't do or don't look like, we thank them for what they do. I have been struggling with this one. I have been angry at this left foot of mine for not picking up and doing what it's supposed to do. And then one day I thought, wait a minute, be grateful to it, because with it I'm still able to stand on 2 feet. So I say thank you to my left foot for all that it does do. Thank you to both feet for carrying me. Thank your feet for carrying you. Thank your hands for creating. Thank your heart for beating. Thank your lungs for breathing. Thank your skin for protecting you. Second thing we can do, challenge the voice of judgment. Whether it's coming from inside or outside, when that critical voice arises, just ask, whose voice is this? Is this my truth or somebody else's expectations of me? We can choose to speak to ourselves with the same kindness that we would offer a beloved friend. We should extend that same kindness to ourselves. I would say we must extend that same kindness to ourselves. And third, let's celebrate diversity. Let's seek out images, stories, and communications that reflect the beautiful variety of human bodies. Support businesses and media that show real bodies, not just the narrow slice of them that we're told is acceptable. And lastly, let's practice presence. So much of our dissatisfaction with our bodies comes from focusing on the past. What I used to look like, or in the future, what I think I should become. But our bodies exist only in this moment. right now, present in this skin. Spiritual teacher Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us that thanks to impermanence, everything is possible. Our bodies are impermanent. They will change, they will age, and yes, they will eventually cease to be. This impermanence is not a flaw to be feared, but a reminder of how precious this moment is, how sacred this embodied experience really is. So right now, in this moment, you, all of you are perfectly present in your skin. Not the skin you had yesterday or the skin you imagine having tomorrow or the skin that you think you're going to get out of that $100 bottle of cream. The skin that you are in. This skin, this miraculous body, this miraculous collection of stardust and story that is uniquely, irreplaceably you. Now here comes the audience participation part. I want you to say to yourself, here I am, present in this skin. All the parts of me. This one and that one and even that part I don't like. This is me. Say it louder. This is me. This is me. I am fat, brown, disabled, not quite as able-bodied as I'd like to be. I am wrinkly. I am 63. I am joyful. I am grateful. I am present in my skin. I am present in my skin. Here I am. Here I am. Amen. May you never forget that.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say. We don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say. No one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me, look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. Whoa. Another round of bullets hits my skin. Well, fire away, 'cause today I won't let that shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades, reaching for the sun. We are warriors, yeah, that's what we become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down. Gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I'm not scared to be seen. I'll make no apologies. The sharpest words wanna cut me down. Gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. This is me.
Fabulous. Thank you, Melissa, Chris, and Cliff, for that amazing music. Our Unitarian Universalist principles and values call us to live our values out loud, not alone, and encourages us to be open-minded, open-hearted, spiritual community, helping people live the life of justice, love, learning, and hope. Here are some ways you can live those values in the coming weeks. Today at 5 o'clock, Earth Ministry presents a return to Earth walking meditation. I'll say that again. A return to Earth walking meditation, in which each step takes us higher and higher in spiritual consciousness. It'll be led by Peter Brooks, a Piscataway Ombudsman and Maryland State Arts Council multidisciplinary artist. We'll honor the sacred traditions of the First Peoples on whose land our building stands. Did you know that our Black Lives Matter vigils continue during the summer? This Friday is the last one of the summer, August 22nd, from 6 to 7. We'll stand in solidarity on our corner by our Black Lives Matter banner to show our support. Everyone is welcome. And now I invite the To Be Well Fed congregants who are working on the food drive coming up.
Hi, my name is Jenny Sauer, and this is Liz Handley and Judy Croft. We're three of the congregants who volunteer for To Be Well Fed. So, would you like to make a difference in children's lives in DC's Ward 8? Bring in donations to the food drive for To Be Well Fed, an organization that was founded and is staffed by one of River Road's families, the Kivras, with help from River Road volunteers. To Be Well Fed feeds more than 300 students and their families each week in the Congress Heights neighborhood in Anacostia, where there is only one full-service grocery store for 80,000 residents. We need all kinds of canned food, dried goods, and spices. The deadline is next Sunday, August 24th, and then, after the service on August 24th, come to the fellowship hall and join the packing party. You can help put donations into bags and boxes. All ages are welcome to join the fun.
To Be Well Fed needs money. Money. for all of its good work, and especially for a new van that can take more donations in fewer trips. Get it? It's greener. To our neighbors across the river, the ones that we can't see, but they're there now, and hungry. To be well fed is the designated Extend the Offering recipient for August. Financial contributions will help ensure that every child goes to school well-nourished and ready to learn. Thank you for your support.
We close our time of worship together by extinguishing our chalice and reciting aloud together these words by Elizabeth Selley Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
For our closing words today, I invite you to take the hand of someone near you, with their permission, of course. If a hand's not available, maybe touch a shoulder, make a connection. Become aware of the hands that you're holding, their warmth, their texture, their weight. As an infant, these same hands reached out for the nourishment of milk. As a child, these hands shakily wrote a name on paper for the first time. These hands have wiped away tears, clenched in anger, waved hello and goodbye countless times, and embraced loved ones. And now these hands are the tangible link that connects us to one another. Look and see those around you who have experienced so much that is life. These hands have worked, are working, and will work to make the world a better place. Go in peace, go in love, work for justice. Go forth and bless the world. Amen.